Welcome to my plan with me for May. This is my bullet journal, and I'm using a really great journal from Archer and Olive. I'll put all the links below for all my supplies. So for May's theme, I'm going with a wildflower theme, and I just finished a new Skillshare class on how to draw wildflowers. So I'm using some of the elements from that class in here. So you'll see some of my favorites. I have daisies, coneflowers, poppies, lavender. And for the lettering, I'm just using a micron pen and doing a little bit of faux calligraphy. So all that means is I'm putting a little wider stroke on the downstroke and leaving the upstrokes lighter and thinner. And then once I have my layout for the cover page, I'm going in and adding some of the fun details, so the light and shadows onto these floral elements. And what's great about the micron sets, they come in different sizes, so the thinner size is perfect for all these little details. And because I have a lot of light line work, I'm going in and adding some more contrast with some more opaque shapes, just some leaves going around. Okay, so then using a straight edge, I'm going to make the calendar view. And I just have one of those translucent kinds so you can see through the ruler edge and see where you're making marks. One thing I noticed while I was doing this is I did make a mistake, but mistakes are really easy to fix. Just keep one of those whiteout tape thingies on hand and you can just go over those spots and you really can't tell. It blends in pretty well with the paper. So for my May view, I like to have a section for the notes and important dates. So I broke up that side column into two areas, and then I'll go in and put in all the days. Okay, so for the last two spreads, I like to have a notes area, just kind of like a little brain dump area. Sometimes during the month I get ideas and random tips I want to remember, so that's a good place to keep it. And then I also like to have a top monthly goals area. So this is something I've seen a lot of planners do, and I love the idea of just keeping 3 top main goals. So I've broken down my goals into categories. So I'll have top 3 goals for Skillshare, for Instagram, for my website, for example, and under them I'll put the action steps needed, and this really helps me plan out visually what I need to do. Alright, so going back in and just making everything consistent. I really like doing that faux calligraphy on the lettering. And then I'll go in and add some more wildflowers and floral elements and carry that theme all the way through. One of the reasons I chose this journal is because of the really thick paper. My work tends to involve a lot of watercolors and ink as a combination in my work. So after I'm done with the main layout here, I'll do a test with the watercolors and show you how that turns out. Alright, so pulling in the same theme where I have some lighter, thinner marks and using that detailed micron for the light and shadows, and then also putting in some of those wider, more opaque leaves and giving it a little balance. Alright, so here's the final flip through. There's the cover page, the monthly view with notes and dates area. You can't really see where I messed up. And then the notes and my top monthly goals. I'm really excited to start using the bullet journal, and I hope it makes me more productive. It was a lot of fun to create these. All right, so as a quick example of how the watercolor works in this book, I'm going to add a little bit of green in throughout some of the illustrations. So I made sure to add the water and the paint the way I normally use it. So sometimes it's really, really wet and saturated. And then I went back in with more ink and I really built up the layers there just to see how the paper would respond. And here's a close-up of the watercolor and the ink all built up in layers. And then the back side. And you can see there's absolutely no ghosting, no bleeding, nothing. This is such great quality. I'm so happy that I'm using this because I can do my normal work of watercolor and ink together in lots of layers and nothing shows through. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had fun planning with me. And if you do any of these spreads or are inspired, be sure to tag me so I can check it out if it's on Instagram or on Facebook. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And be sure to check the links below in the description on all the places you can find me and learn more. I hope you all have a happy rest of your May, and I'll see you next time.